Welcome to Bruno Travel Channel. Follow Mom and I as we travel Italy. Following our first episode during the Vittorio Emanuele Monument, right across the street we check out the National Museum, Palazzo Venezia. The 17-euro ticket sold at Vittorio Emanuele Monument also included entrance to this museum. Overall, a lot of value for the ticket. To be clear, the entrance to Vittorio Emanuele Monument is free, but up to a point. The ticket includes Terrace Museum plus the Palazzo di Venezia, which we are here now. The Palazzo di Venezia is known for its greatest collection of Greco-Roman art, and surprisingly, also had an extensive collection of worldwide art as well. We were very impressed with the amount of art from Japan. Today is about Italy, however, and the museum does not disappoint. The museum was built between 1455 and 1467, officially a palace, but served many roles throughout history, from the private residence of a cardinal to serving papal duties, to also being an embassy to the back then Republic of Venice. More notably, this palace was the head office for Benito Mussolini, a site where he once gave a speech from a balcony above. And here's that collection from Japan. While they have many showings from around Asia, I think the Japanese section is the biggest. The Japanese collection had so much, I might consider doing an episode just for this section of the museum. Back to Europe, however, an amazing display of fine European art. What captured me the most is not just the detail, but also how they showed a slice of life for various classes across different time frames, and also a whole level of emotions and religious devotion. European art is beyond the daily life, however. It also evokes strong passion and emotion, a lot of the human element, and at times the not-so-great part of mankind. Some not for the faint at heart, but I see it as part of history as well, and stories that have to be told. Heading out, the palace has great gardens, open to all and free to enjoy. Moms loves plants, so there she goes.
Canta las flores.
For the night, a power-up dinner, and off we go again, crossing the river to Trastevere, and then back again to the center of Rome. We go see the Trajan columns, but more importantly, we go see the Foro di Traiano, or Trajan's Forum. The Trajan Forum was the last to be built by the Roman Empire. Commissioned by Emperor Trajan, it used a lot of the spoils of war. Much of its material came from an ancient city known as Dacia, modern day today Romania and Moldova. The forum was built between 105 and 107 AD. So what is a forum exactly? Something I always wondered, and one of many sites found in Italy. So a forum for the time was a hub of political and social life. Many statues commemorating heroes were on display. It was a place for elections and parades. Also a center of commerce and trade. Trials and even some gladiatorial events were held. A cultural center for all to meet and exchange ideas. At forums, commemorations celebrated victories with marble displays and decorations depicting the various battles, and showed off the victorious versus the defeated and then enslaved, spoils of war. However, much of what we see are the remnants of the markets, and some columns were reconstructed on site. Still, pretty neat to think so much weight and how finished and decorated these stones were, not to mention the structures these columns upheld. Moving forward towards the Colosseum, you'll be greeted by one of many statues commemorating various Caesars along the way. This road is called Via dei Fori Imperiali, or Imperial Forum Road. The first statue we saw was Emperor Trajan. Now we see Emperor Augustus. Next we see Emperor Nervi. Curiously, no Emperor Julius Caesar. A little research and map searching showed we missed it completely, as it is on the other side of the street, near the Chiesa di Santi Luca e Martina. While many landmarks under renovations, something that should be done by now in time for Rome's Jubilee celebration, so be on the lookout for Julius Caesar if you visit Rome. Julius Caesar was one of the most influential in Italy and in pop culture. Famously known for his dictatorship and ultimate murder, he had declared himself dictator for life. There's always so much to see when traveling. A good tip is to also always look up when visiting sites and museums. Definitely in Italy, the amount of detail and decor is amazing. Welcome to the Roman Colosseum, formerly the Flavian Amphitheater. Its construction started by Vespasian in AD 70 and finished by Titus by the year AD 80. Its inauguration was celebrated by 100 days of games and spectacle. I'd talk so much more about the Colosseum, except buy your tickets early. Last-minute walk-up tickets is almost unheard of. Entries are full for up to 2 to 3 days ahead of time, so make sure you buy your tickets early. Moving on from the Colosseum, we continue by foot for what is a 20-minute walk to the Trevi Fountain. The Trevi Fountain was made in the 18th century in the district of Trevi of Rome. It is the oldest Baroque fountain in Rome, and one of the world's most recognized. The tradition here is to throw a coin for good luck, and soon return to Rome. Rome is very walkable, and there's tons to see, so we move on to the Pantheon, which is only an 8-minute walk. Welcome to the Pantheon. Commissioned by Emperor Adrian in AD 126, originally a temple to all the gods with strong Greek and pagan mythology. Also was later known as the Basilica of St. Mary from AD 609. It is also one of Rome's top destinations. Luckily, while thousands visit, people seem to filter in and out quickly, so same-day tickets are possible. Once inside, not only the sculptures are spectacular, but above all, the detail in the ceilings and the oculus, one of the world's oldest unreinforced cement dome to date. Construction or not, time to relax and let the view sink in. One of the great pastimes in Italy is sometimes just to relax, enjoy coffee, wine, and people watch. In our case, a little dinner. Italians eat a lot later than in the US, for example, so don't be surprised if some places are caught off guard. There's that beer I love. I can't stop talking about it. A good tip: if there are waiters waving and flagging people to come in, more than likely a tourist-driven cafe or restaurant. While the quality is fine, serving sizes, prices can vary a lot. The quality of pizza, so far, I can say always amazing. Great cheese and toppings all around. Hard to find a bad pizza so far in Italy. Pizza is a special topic for Italians, often a personal size. There's no sharing here. Also, no hands. Knife and fork is the way to go. I really enjoyed pizza anywhere I went. Most differences I noticed were in the crust, and the cheese was always amazing and fresh. Again, just minutes from the Pantheon, another must-see site in Rome, Piazza Navona, in the 1st century, the site of an ancient stadium, a place where all types of competitions and athletic events were held. over time becoming a cultural plaza. Works of art would be displayed here. We can find fountains from famous artists like Bernini and Francesco Borromini, decorating and giving Piazza Navona a great deal of importance. The piazza is also home to the church of Sant'Agnese in Agone, a church commemorating a Christian martyr slain for her beliefs and refusal to deny God. At a young age of 12 to 13 years old, her remains are encapsulated behind the grand altar inside. I can't stress enough how tour guides can be so helpful and informative if you're into the history. Rome is full of stories everywhere you look, a city with just too much to explore, and its story is all too eye-opening with major implications in our world today. A city with a kind people, eager to learn and happy to help. A younger crowd, very open-minded and cheerful, reminded me of a lot of days in Latin America and that family warmth. Okay, now, just so there's no surprises, the restrooms. Oh yeah. Well, like most places, if you consume, no problem. Other than that, be ready to pay 1 to 2 euros, so carry some change. On the plus side, there is no tipping culture, so it's up to you. So here's a good example why you should always look up. On our way back, we take a look at San Andrea della Valle, a church famous for its Baroque architecture and fine finishes. It is said to have cost 150,000 gold scudo, Italian for shield, a coin greatly bigger than the usual at the time. And it shows the detail was amazing. While waiting for our bus, yet more ruins. Rome is a blend of ancient, older, and a little new, which is okay. A city with character and identity is best. Hope you liked the video and happy Jubilee to Rome. Like and subscribe as we have a lot more of Rome to explore. Thanks for watching.